Hi everyone, this is Mr. West. Today I have another requested video, divide line segments on Khan Academy. I have a viewer and commenter who's, I guess, trying to speed run Khan Academy, go through all the exercises. Anyway, this is actually a really great geometry concept. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. We have point A is at 6, -6, and point C is at -6, -2. Find the coordinates of point B on AC such that AB equals 3/4 of AC. It seems pretty complicated, but as soon as you start plotting the points on the coordinate plane, I think it makes it way easier. Maybe some of you are like algebra buffs and you just really like working with the algebraic part. Me, I'm a very visual person. That's why I love geometry. So I think it makes the most sense to graph it first. So I'm going to start by graphing A. I'll make that blue. I'm going to go 6 and down 6. 6, -6, that's right here. That's A, and I'll just label it so we remember. And then I'll make C in green, and that's at -6, -2. Okay, so that's here, and I'll label it just so we remember. C equals -6, -2. And you can see that we have this distance here, and we want some sort of distance. I'm going to do this in yellow because I'm going to erase it. We have some sort of distance here, and we know that point B is 3/4 of the way there. So if we're going from, whoops, actually the other way around. If we're going here, okay, we know that point B is 3/4 of the way to C. So we're looking for a point maybe somewhere in this area, 3/4 of the way there. So how do we do that? Well, what we're going to do is we need to find the distances. Really all we need is the horizontal and vertical distances, and then we can kind of figure it out from there. So let me go ahead and draw those first. Okay, too many options here. Okay, so I go up and I want to meet this level. So as I go from -6 to -2, I go a distance of 4. Okay, that's important. And then over here, what's the horizontal distance? I'm going to go all the way here. And from +6 to -6, that's a distance of 12. Now, don't just go ahead and figure out 3/4. Well, don't just go ahead and figure out 3/4 of 4 and 12 and put that as your point. But we are going to use those distances. So we want to figure out what is 3/4 of 12. Okay, that's going to be how much we actually go over instead of not going all the way from A to C, but to A to B. Okay, and just a reminder, B is somewhere in here. We're trying to find B. So we need to multiply 3/4 times the whole distance of AC. Well, if we know the distance of AC is composed of these two vertical and horizontal distances, we can find it easily enough. Okay, so again, the key is multiplying that by 3/4. And as we do that, we can cancel. 12 divided by 4 is 3, so this is going to be 9. This is going to give us 3 times 3, and that gives us 9. So really, we don't want to go 12. We want to go 9 over. Okay, so 9 over from this. And actually, I'm going to start my horizontal distance. I'm going to go 9, so there's 6, and I'm going to go 3 more to get here, and that's 9. So that's 9 distance right there. Notice I'm not putting the 9 there. That's not what you want to do because that's going to be way off in here somewhere, and that's not what it's asking us. It's asking us 3/4 of the way of AC, okay, going from A to C. Now I have to do the same thing with my vertical distance, so I know that's not correct. My vertical distance we said was 4, and I need to multiply that by 3/4 also. As I do it, the 4's cancel, and I'm left with 3. So instead of going up 4, I'm going to go up 3. I'm going to go up 1, 2, and 3. So I was kind of close. It's right here is where B is going to be, I guess you can say. So that's my B right there, and it's this distance away. So again, it's not the 0.93. It's not that. But what it is, it's this distance away from 6, 6. So I have to subtract 9 from this value 6. Okay, so I have to do 6 minus 9 for my x-coordinate. And for my y-coordinate, I have to do -6 plus 3. Okay, so the best way to do this is visually, just so you can see that we want 3/4 of the distance. So we have to find what that distance is, compose it of its horizontal and vertical, and it makes it a lot easier. So we get 6 minus 6, or minus 9 gives us -3. -6 plus 3, that's -3 also. So -3 comma -3 is the point of B. Okay, visually is honestly the best way to understand this problem. And we're on to the next question. What are the coordinates of point B on AC such that the ratio of AB to BC is 5 to 1? Okay, so let's do some labeling here. What are the coordinates of point B on AC? So if we have AC given such that the AB to BC is 5 to 1. Okay, so ratios are a little tricky. Ratios are kind of like a portion of comparing two of the portions, but really what it's saying is we have a portion of 5 and a portion of 1, so the total amount of parts is 6. So it's a 5/6. AB is 5/6 of the whole length, and BC is going to be 1/6 of the whole length. That's where that 5 to 1 comes in, but that makes it a little bit more confusing. Really what we're looking for is 5/6. Now, how do we do that? Well, we need to label the points first. So let's go ahead and do that. We have here, this is A, and that's -2, 5. And then C is 2, -5. All right. Now, we need to find B, and the first thing I should do is compose it of its vertical. So here I'm going to go down 10 units. And again, we're talking AC, so I'm going in that order. I have to go from A to C. It's very important that you do that, otherwise you're going to get these problems wrong. And then B, we're going a horizontal distance here of 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a distance of 4. Right. So we can even think of a number. How can we break down 10 and 4, shrink it to have it similar to 5 to 1? Well, we could even write it as a proportion. Okay, I know I said 5/6 of the way. That's one way to do it. I could multiply 10 times 5/6 and do it that way, but I think I'm going to try it with a proportion first. So I know I want the ratio of my vertical to horizontal to be 10 to 4, okay? And I want to shrink it to be equal to 5 to 1, okay? Actually, I'm just kind of thinking this out loud right now. 5/6 of the way, I think we're going to get a decimal. Oh, we are going to get a fraction. That's originally what I said. Okay, so sorry. I'm going back to 5 to 1, okay? That's 5 out of 6. If it's 5 to 1 ratio, 5 to 6, because 5 to 1, 6, 5/6 to 1/6 is a 5 to 1 ratio, okay? So we have 5 to 6, and I want to multiply this purple distance by that 5/6 ratio, okay? I only want 5/6 of the way there, okay? Because BC is the small. So I'm looking for a point. Let me visualize it here. I'm looking for a point over here because I want this to be the big portion 5, and I want this to be the small portion 1, okay? Just so you know. So I'm looking for something that's 5/6 of the way there for my purple, so I get almost there, but not quite, okay, the full distance. So what is that? I can reduce that a little bit. That's going to reduce down. I can divide it by 2. So that gives me 3, and that gives me 5. So that's 25 over 3 for my y distance. I don't know why I did that first. But let's go to my horizontal distance now. That's 4, and I want that to be also 5/6, okay? I'm basically trying to find this distance right here. So I want to know how far that is. I multiply that by 5/6 also. I'm going to cancel. I get 2, 3, and I get 10 over 3. Okay, so I need to add this to my x. I need to do -2 plus 10 thirds, and then I need to subtract 25 thirds from my y. So I need 5 minus 25 thirds. Again, I took this y, subtract the change that I'm going, the vertical distance there, and I'm taking this x and I'm subtracting my horizontal change that I need to go to, okay? Based on this ratio, which I determined is a 5/6 ratio, okay? Now, what I need to do is I need to have a common denominator. This is like an honors geometry problem, really. I would consider it at least. So I need to multiply that by 3, so I get -6 over 3 plus 10 over 3. I promise that's a 10. And I get 4 over 3 for my x value. And then for my y value, I need to do 5 minus 25. I need to get common denominator. That's 15 over 3 minus 25 over 3. I get -10 over 3. So -10 over 3 and then 4 thirds. Let's see which one that is. Okay, so I'm looking here at possible answers, and I'm seeing that B matches up with that. It's written in not my favorite form, which is a mixed number, but that is the correct. Just as a refresher for mixed numbers, you multiply these two together, -9, and then you, in this case, you would subtract that you just, no, sorry, you would do multiply 3 times 3 to get 9, add the 1, that's 10, make it negative, so that's 10 thirds, and then 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4, that one's 4 thirds. Just a quick refresher, if you're doing this, you probably know how to find a mixed number already. What are the coordinates of point B on AC, such that, notice how we're going AC right to left this time, so that the ratio of A to B is 5, 6. Okay, so this time, the smaller portion is this one right here. So 5 is that one, and 6 is that one. So 6 is actually the biggest, but it's not quite halfway, but it's very close. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to a fraction, not a ratio. So I know if there's 5 pieces over there and 6 parts over there, that's a total 11 parts. So this is 5 out of 11 fraction, and this is 6 out of 11. So I want the ratio of A to B on the way to A to C. So I need to find, again, horizontal distance and then vertical distance. I'm going to change it to blue. So my horizontal distance here is 1, that's 5, isn't it? That's 5. And then my vertical distance is 6 plus 2 is 8. Okay, and I'm not even labeling the points. I'm just counting up, and you can do that. That's my preferred method. Again, visual, but if you like it to do it algebraically, there is options for that also. Just not how I'm going to explain it, because I think this is the better way personally. Okay, so then we have 5 and 8. And again, if we're trying to go from A to C, we only want to go 5/11ths of the way there, okay? AB is that first segment. Okay, B is here, a little less than halfway. So we need to multiply it by 5/11ths. That's the first portion of the way there. The second portion is 6/11. We don't want to multiply because we already calculated the distance from A, so we have to use that first portion of A. That's the first leg of the trip, essentially. So what are we doing? We're multiplying 5 times this 5/11ths. And I should have chosen a different color, 5/11ths. So I get 25/11ths. Again, we got these disgusting fractions, which is not going to be fun. But what do? Well, guess what? I'm going to have to label these points anyway. This is 1 comma negative 6. I need to add this, actually subtract it, 1 minus 25/11ths. That's 11 over 11 is the same thing as 1. And that gives me negative 14 over 11. I subtracted it because we're going this direction, but not the full length of 5. We're going 5/11ths of 5. And I subtract that from 1 because that's the direction we're going in. I get negative 14/11 for my first. Okay, and then I need to find out what is 5/11ths of 8. So 5/11ths times my distance of 8. And this is going to be a bummer. I'm just going to multiply 8 by 11. So there's my answer there. And I am multiplying that, right? Oof, that is a nasty number. You know what I'm going to do is I'm actually game the Khan Academy a little bit. If I know negative 4/11ths is my first X value, I should try to see if any of these answers are there. And I don't see it. I must have screwed something up. So if it's 5 to 6, the ratio of AB to AC is 5, 6. What are the coordinates of point B on AC? So the ratio of AB to AC is 5, 6. 5. I'm not seeing another way to do this other than 11ths, so I'm not sure how they did that. Let's see here. They're getting 6 and stuff. Okay, well, there's always another way, so let's try to re-envision this. I'm not sure why that didn't work. You might be able to find it. Sometimes when you get caught up in the math, you lose sight of what you're doing. So let's try to think of a different way here. Okay, so here we have our coordinate again, 1 comma negative 6. Here we have our coordinate here, negative 4 comma 2. Okay, and what we could do here is we could... I really like just doing the first thing I said, which is the fraction. But if it's 11ths and there's no 11ths present, something must be wrong. So I'm not seeing what I'm doing here. One thing you can do is you can find the distance. I'm going to try, maybe that will help. So I'm going to find the distance of this length here. Okay, so we have a squared plus b squared. So I knew this was already 5. I knew this was 8. So we can find the length here. And that is going to be a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So that's 8 squared plus 5 squared equals c squared. I'm pretty invested in this. I don't want to give up now. So we have 64 plus 25. That's 89, so that's square root of 89. That's not a great number. I don't think that's going to help us at all. That's another troubleshoot option, so we're going to have to go back to the drawing board. If the ratio, such that the ratio of AB to AC. Oh, AB to AC, no wonder I'm so confused. Okay, so get this. It's not AB to BC, it's AB to AC. I don't know why I thought that was the thing. So AB to AC. Sorry about that. I wish I could go back and delete it, but I'm not going to. So here we have AB to AC. So we know AB is going to be 5, and then AC is 6. So we want to find B. B is essentially then right there. It's almost the full distance there. So that's really 5/6 of the way there. That is confusing. Okay, so it's 5/6 of the whole distance. It's just that little subtlety. Okay, if it's not split up into those proportions like that, if it's a proportion of the whole, then that essentially is a fraction. So really we're looking for 5/6 of that distance. God, I can't believe just a little detail like that slipped past me. You know what? Such is life. So here we have this red distance here. We already know that's 5. We know this is 8. Right? At least I'm thinking it's 8. 1, -6, -4, 2. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm multiplying 5/6 times this 5, and then I get 25/6. And I'm going to subtract that from 1. That's my horizontal distance I need to go. So 1 is the same thing as 6/6, and I'm subtract 25/6. So that's -19/6, which we already know they're going to have it as a mixed number. So -19/6. Luckily, they're all different answers. So as soon as we convert what that is as a mixed number, it's going to be -3 and 1/6. It's D. Okay, so I don't even have to do Y because I already figured it out. That would have been the quick way to do this. How do I know that's -3 and 1/6? Because I know the nearest divisible number by 6 is -18, and that's 3. And then we have 1 left over, and there's our answer. Sorry about that. Whew. All right, let's be very careful as we do this last one. A is -6, -5, and point C is at 4, 0. Okay, I hate how I have to draw these, but I'm going to. Okay, so I'm going to draw it real quick. There's my awesome graph. -6, -5. There is my to-scale drawing. It's not to scale. -6, -5. That's A. And then I have C at 4, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll call that 4, 0. And that's C. All right. Find the coordinates of B such that AC, such that the ratio of AB to BC. Okay, this is that thing I was talking about where B is in the middle, and now we're comparing these two different chunks, not the whole thing. Okay, it's not a comparison of the whole thing. Therefore, we know that there's 2 parts. One part is a 2, one part is a 3, and obviously it's not to scale. It'd be more like, oh, dang it. It'd be more like this. Okay, 3, and then the 2 over here is smaller. Whoops, green. You guys get what I'm saying. Okay, so then basically, if you're looking for the portion of green, it's 2/5 of the way with my A. So I'm looking for AC, point B. Okay, so 2/5, we're going in this direction. 2/5 is what I'm looking for because we're looking for point B, and it's closer to A than it is to C. Not that one, okay? So I should probably erase it. There. So point B is off in that direction. That's a 2, that's a 3, but you don't need to know that anymore. All right. Again, first thing I need to do is I need to calculate my horizontal and vertical distance. I'll start with my vertical distance this time. So my vertical distance is 5. So I go up 5 to get to the x-axis, and then my horizontal distance is going to be 10. So this goes over 10. So I'm just going to multiply both of these, luckily by a nice easy number this time, finally. 5 times 2/5. Okay, and that gives me 2. So I'm going to go up 2 from this original one. So that's adding to my y-axis. I'm going to do -5 plus 2. That gives me -3. So that's my y coordinate. And now I need to find my x coordinate by, let's see, multiplying 10 times 2/5. So I have 10 times 2/5. I'm just going to use u. Cancel, and I get 4. So I need to, am I adding here? Yes, I'm going in the positive directions towards C over here. So I need to add that to my x coordinate, and that takes me to -2, right? -6 plus 4 equals -2. So I have -2, -3, and that's to round off our problems. I can't believe I salvaged that one. Sometimes when you're doing these live like I am, you get scared and you just pull the plug, but I don't like to record these videos. I do it all in one take if you haven't noticed, but regardless, that's a great video of, not a great video, I don't want to put that myself, that's a great problem to do, great Khan Academy assignment, especially for honor classes. And if you have a question yourself or need help on any sort of math topic, let me know in the comments, leave a suggestion. I'll be happy to see you next time right here on Wes Explains Best.